Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I'm gonna get right into the conversation today. So this principle that I want to talk about is called developing enthusiasm. And I really like this idea because this is something where it really comes down to, it doesn't matter what the hell you are talking about. I can be saying the dumbest shit ever, but if I just lay it down and put some enthusiasm to it, it actually sounds kind of interesting. And so I think this is something that, everyone can work on developing, no matter what it is that you're speaking about. Just adding that mix, that secret sauce to your voice, that enthusiasm to your voice. It's going to make people want to listen to you. And so that's why this is a special topic today. So without further ado, there's 3 major points that I want to talk about when it comes to developing enthusiasm. And number 1, I'm gonna actually talk about the state of mind, right? How do you develop natural enthusiasm without even trying? How can you just sound enthusiastic as hell? And it comes down to the state of mind. And I'll even touch on, just having a burning desire, how that can just naturally convey enthusiasm. Number 2, I'm going to talk about this idea. It's called bottled enthusiasm. It's actually something that I learned from Jordan Belfort, and it's going to absolutely help you out with just sounding like you just got something that the prospect wants to hear, right? So that's going to be bottled enthusiasm. And number 3 is going to be talking about voice control. Hello there, Lady Boss Nikki. So that's the 3 points I'm going to get to today. And I want to kick it off with of course, one of the greatest ideas ever, right? Everything comes down to your state of mind. And what I mean by that is this, right? When it comes to sounding enthusiastic about what it is that you have to sell, whether it's just sharing an idea, just talking to someone, or just being polite, right? It comes down to, first and foremost, the state of mind that you have, right? People can tell exactly who you are without you even saying a word, right? They can tell what your current emotional state is. And so when it comes to developing enthusiasm, right, it also starts with that state of mind known as a burning desire, right? If you have that emotion known as a burning desire, right, an obsession with what it is that you're talking about, with what it is that you're sharing, right, you don't even have to act enthusiastic as hell. It just comes off. It just comes off because you focus first on that state of mind. You focus first on your mindset, and you have this burning desire. Now everything that you're sharing, the people can hear it in the tonality, in the way that you're speaking, and it just comes off naturally enthusiastic. So that's really important to start out with, because a lot of the things that I talk about, it really comes down to the foundations, right? Having that definite major purpose and having a burning desire to achieve that purpose, right? It's gonna end up coming out in your tonality, in your voice. And I really do believe that one of my greatest gifts is just being able to speak. Just being able to speak and communicate, right? If there's one thing I never want taken away from me, it's that. And I think especially, right, a lot of people are afraid of public speaking or just sharing, like their thoughts or something and so forth. But just mastering the ability to first focus on your state of mind before any time you go to speak to somebody, and then having that state of mind help you deliver with enthusiasm, right? It's going to help you out in so many ways when you're trying to, just, let's face it, what is sales? Sales is nothing but the transference of enthusiasm. Whenever you're trying to sell, you don't even need to sell, right? I think we gotta not take that word out, because I absolutely love sales and I consider myself a professional salesman, but sales at the end of the day is transference of enthusiasm. So the best way to start is by first focusing on your state of mind. Okay, so that was the first point. Now the second point that I want to make when it comes to developing enthusiasm is this idea of bottled enthusiasm. And this was something that I learned from Jordan Belfort. And here's the deal, right? When you are selling something, when someone is hearing one of your ideas and you sound over the top enthusiastic, it actually can scare them away, because they might have a hard time saying no to you and being like, man, I can't invite this person over because they're just way too enthusiastic. So Jordan Belfort talks about this idea of bottled enthusiasm, of there's something when you're on the phone, whenever you're sharing an idea, there's something about it that the prospect can feel, but you keep it down. You keep the enthusiasm controlled, right? And controlled enthusiasm, bottled enthusiasm, it's the same thing, right? And it's just like, whatever it is that you're speaking, whatever idea it is that you're sharing, it's when you can keep it down, but they know that you got something special, right? It's when they know there's something in between the lines of what they're saying, that you just got the special, whatever it is, you got something that you know you're excited about, and you're doing your best to control it, right? It comes across in your voice, and whoever is listening to you will end up hearing that bottled enthusiasm. It's actually one of the greatest sales tricks that I learned from Jordan Belfort himself, was just, having that bottled enthusiasm, okay? And now number 3, the third point that I want to talk about is voice control. Because there is times where you can come across with too much, energy, too high, and it's not quite yet calibrated to the person's level. And so I think voice control is really important in this situation, because yes, I absolutely love the ideas that I'm sharing, but if I can't, control, the way that I convey my voice and my tonality and the way that I'm speaking things to the prospect, I'm either going to scare them off or not come in at the same level or slightly higher. So I think, just in terms of voice control, it comes down to, one, you got to get started, right? It all starts somewhere. I'll tell you what, when I first started out in sales, my voice control was way off. I sounded like a robot. I sounded like a robot reciting a script. But the thing is, once you get started, once you keep practicing and just talking to more people, you'll start learning, I can actually start speaking a better way, right? I'll tell you this, I never used to speak like this. I used to speak just an entirely different way, but it was through getting the reps in, just approaching more people and talking to more people, that I began to start noticing little nuances on how can I, start controlling my voice so that what I'm speaking, people can actually listen to. Okay. And then additionally, I think another part with voice control is just, maybe even recording yourself, seeing how you sound, listening to your phone calls, seeing how they sound, maybe rewatching a presentation that you give, and not judging yourself, but just being like, okay, how could I have, conveyed this message a little bit better? Because at the end of the day, that's my favorite word. We can all get a little bit better in the way that we speak, in the way that we communicate. So that's the topic on enthusiasm. Just to, reiterate some of the points that I made, where I talked about a couple of things. I talked about, having that state of mind. I think that is first and foremost the most best thing that you can do. If you want to just come across sounding enthusiastic about what it is that you have, well, the first thing is you got to be enthusiastic about what you have. You have to have this state of mind that, what I'm selling, what I'm offering to the world, the ideas that I'm sharing to the world, I truly believe in, right? You would be able to tell. You are able to tell simply from my tone of voice whether I believe in the things I'm saying or not. It doesn't matter, what other critique is out there. At the end of the day, I have to be able to speak in a way that people can at least say, you know what? At least I can see that he believes in what he's speaking, because he just sounds naturally enthusiastic. And it starts with the state of mind that I'm in, right? Having that state of mind, right? Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich talks about the first principle is a burning desire. And I think having a burning desire is just, going to naturally help you become enthusiastic as hell. Okay, so that state of mind is absolutely essential. And then additionally, I talked about the idea of bottled enthusiasm, right? Bottled enthusiasm, just being able to put a cap on the enthusiasm, kind of bring it down a notch, but they can just hear something, behind the words that you're speaking, that this person is really excited about the ideas that he or she is sharing. Right, that bottled enthusiasm, it's going to help you come across in a better way to your prospects, to the people that you're just speaking to, even if it's just casual conversation, right? Having bottled enthusiasm in everything that you say, it's going to help you out immensely. And then number 3 is voice control, really working on just developing a better voice. Because at the end of the day, we can all get better in this area, in our area of communicating. It's one of the greatest skills that I have, and one of the greatest skills that I continue to work on. And it's a skill that you're going to be able to have for a lifetime. Just being able to speak your mind and say your words fluently. It's absolutely essential. There's nothing that I love more than being able to speak my ideas and sound enthusiastic about them and have them actually make sense to the people listening. So work on the voice control, because we all start somewhere. right? We all start somewhere, and the important thing is, first and foremost, let's just get started. Let's start speaking, and we're only going to get better and better and better, right? There's always a way to get better. That's my favorite word out there, all right? So I'm going to keep this topic short and sweet, right? Developing enthusiasm. I encourage you to go out today, no matter what it is that you're doing, just be enthusiastic as hell about it, and it's going to come across, right? Remember, Zig Ziglar says it himself. All sales is the transference of enthusiasm. You don't even have to sell to your prospects. You don't even have to sell to anybody, as long as you're just naturally enthusiastic about it. It's going to come across, and they're going to see it in you. So, thank you. Thank you, Lady Boss Nikki, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And I'll leave you with this, right? Until we meet again in time, in space. Bye, everybody, for now. I'll see you all same time, same channel tomorrow for another live episode. All right, have a great Monday. I'll see y'all.